Hey everybody, One of Wisdom here. It is Sunday, October 5th, 2014. That of course means great things if you're in North America. It is the official release for Skylanders Trap Team. Long awaited, much anticipated new titles now available to everyone. Some of this stuff I was fortunate to receive ahead of time, kind of review, demo type things, and got that taken care of. And of course, on launch day, have to run out and pick up all the special stuff and things you want duplicates of, things of that nature. So that's what I did. I wouldn't say I'm not a morning person, but I don't like going to retail stores, really ever. And that's what's required to acquire these things. But I went ahead, I made myself do it in the morning. I figured it'd get more crowded in the afternoon. I wanted to have it done, and I needed to be home to watch some football. So the game I wanted to see is over. I've got the other ones on while I'll be doing some Skylander stuff the rest of the day. But it takes so long to actually, record the unboxing, render and edit, and then upload, and then make it live and everything. What I'm going to do in the meantime is just kind of show you what I got and kind of walk you through my strategy. So first thing I had to do was convince myself to go, which wasn't too hard, but I went straight to Target. That was my strategy. I've mentioned it to several people. Where you are at, things may vary. Your Target may be horrible and never have anything. It may be awesome and be just dropping Nitro Krypt Kings off of every end cap. The way mine has worked, and I've got basically 3 previous games experience with this. I was doing Skylanders before it became like really big, and Giants, I got the last Granite Crusher. I went after the football game. Then in Swap Force, went in and I had a hard time with the Nitros. Target seems to be the place. If I don't get it like the day it comes out, or stock it around when it's supposed to be there with their special characters, you kind of get the shaft. Now the only thing that wasn't true with was the original Whirlwind. She was kind of Target specific for a while. Drill Sergeant was Walmart specific. That goes way back. Most of you might not even remember that or have been playing the game at that point in time, but that was the end of it. Once we got past that Whirlwind that I could have easy access to, it's been downhill at Target. The store's great. I know some of the employees and everything. But for whatever reason, their special characters, they're just there and then they're gone and then they don't come back at mine. And it's weird because when I travel in the fall, basically before and around Christmas, Thanksgiving, things of that nature, I'll go into other stores just to check stock, see what they've got. The other Targets I go into, granted they're way bigger than my Target, but they have a ginormous selection of Skylanders. So I hear a lot of people say Target's great, some people say it's horrible. It honestly depends on your location. That said, I have to put a premium on Target, and the main draw at Target is, of course, Nitro Krypt King. I didn't realize this one was kind of bent up, so I'm going to unbox him. But Nitro Krypt King, he is the variant version, in-game variant of Krypt King. As you can see, he's got the Nitro theme carried over from what we had last time with Nitro Magnet Charge and Nitro Freeze Blade. So that was acquisition number 1. I've got to find it now. Here we go. I mentioned this ahead of time. I was checking it out. I was actually looking for variants from the previous games, and that's when they were all gone, and I was like, oh no, and then I was like, oh yes. And I checked out the SKUs, the barcodes, their setup, and I was the first to report to you that there was the standalone pegs to actually sell Outlaw Brawl Chain. Now what most people did was like, oh no, got to pre-order. And if you did that, you get it for free, which is fine. But if you took advantage of sales elsewhere, you wanted to hold out, or you preferred to pre-order somewhere else, this is the trap that you would get for free, and it can be purchased for $5.99. Great thing about Target, they don't mark their stuff up $1 like some of the other retailers. So as you can see there, Outlaw Brawl Chain captured inside. It's included and it's only at Target, still printed. So that was that. That is what I went in there for. And let's see here. What happened is, I was sitting there, they were literally just stocking it. I think that's how I got lucky. Apparently someone had been in there and like spent $600. Don't know quite what they were doing, but anyway, that's what the kid was telling me. I went ahead and I grabbed this just because I knew that it was rare in single pack form. I wasn't quite sure what I would wind up doing at Toys R Us. So I picked that up. It's just Series 4 Gilgrunt. I wasn't too concerned about the Walmart deal because I already have I've got maybe 2 gill runs, and I think that'll work in the game. I haven't gotten to test it yet. I know Barkley did, so that's what I'm basing that on. And then they had 3 Wallops, and it like blew my mind. That guy was telling me to grab Gearshift because she was extremely rare. And this is from the guy that was literally stocking it. He'd had 1 customer all day, and he told me that their store just had 1. I was like, oh no. And, went ahead, I grabbed her and Gilgrunt basically there. And then I had Wallop. The weird thing is, as small as their stocks, I mean, they literally just don't have the display space. When I go into bigger Targets, they have like 3 to 4 times the shelf space as my store. And they're all together, not strung out, you know. But they had like, I think 3 or 4 Wallops, and I kind of found that as odd because he was 1 per case. And Krypt King, which is 2 per box, it kind of seemed like they had very, very, very few of those. And so I had Wallop with me, and then I was thinking about it, and Toys R Us had the buy one, get one, and I was basing it on the fact that there were so many Wallops there that I would go to Toys R Us and I'd need something to get with Legendary Jawbreaker to take advantage of the sale, because it's important to save money when you can. So, I put Wallop back, and that could have proven to be extremely costly. Luckily, and I do mean luckily, I went into Toys R Us. My plan, of course, was the Legendaries. And then the sale, a lot of people don't know this, it's actually applicable to the starter packs as well. So if you were to walk in and buy the Wii U Dark Starter Pack, you can get any other console starter pack, another Dark starter pack, the 3DS starter pack, the tablet starter pack. It's all buy one, get one 40% off, which is a pretty sweet deal. You're probably not going to see a sale on the starter packs until Black Friday. That's a nightmare. I wouldn't even think it was worth the savings. Some of you disagree with me there. And then at this time next year, you can probably get the Trap Team starter pack cheap, but what fun is that? So my plan was to go in there, do that. That was my plan all along. And at the time, I didn't know they'd have the sale on the starter packs. I just figured they'd have really good promotions. Problem is, the Scalper Lady had surfaced. My store was not midnight. It was an 8 a.m. opening. All stores opened at 8 a.m. The employees weren't happy about that. And they said they had a few people there. And there was a woman that came in and bought all 4 starter packs for the Wii U that were the Dark Edition. Apparently they got 4 for each console. And the funny thing is, the others were there. The Wii U, I don't care what people say, that's going to be what would be the easiest to sell for eBay people, because that's the platform that's going to generally have the target audience for Skylanders. You can debate it all you want, but that's the simple fact. So my plan was foiled, and I could not get the Dark Edition starter pack, and that made me not want to do anything else with the starter packs because I needed those, you know, the Dark Edition to get it. I nearly bought one for the X-Bone, but I really want it for the Wii U because my nephew and I plan to do a co-op playthrough. So, Crisis, because Target didn't have any. Called a buddy at GameStop, they didn't have any. The biggest store in town that was a GameStop had one, and there had been people going in and trying to get the Wii U and tracked down and just going to the wrong store. And again, I don't think the Dark Editions are going to be hard to come by. I mean, they might come in limited quantities, but if you get either someone to hold it for you, prepay, whatever the store will do to help you, I don't think you're going to have trouble getting it. It's just that sale is like really good, and it's this week only. So I came home and I ordered that online. I hate doing that. Toys R Us is notoriously slow for shipping, and I paid the extra. You get free freight for $5.99, and somehow the standard freight is $4.99. I hadn't quite figured that out, but I went ahead and popped for that. I'm hoping it gets here. That's what I planned to unbox first, was the Dark Edition, because my nephew and I were going to do the playthrough. Now that's kind of put on hold. Plus, I wanted to compare the Ultimate Chaos Trap to this one. I can tell you in store, I looked at it in the X-Bone Dark Starter Pack, and it is bigger. But I was there, and so Legendary Jawbreaker, have to pick him up, goes along with Jawbreaker, in-game variant once again. Problem was, I was not finding another Trapmaster that I wanted, which was Wallop. That store had 0 Wallops, or so I thought. I had several employees I was talking to. I was kind of helping run them through. I was answering their questions, basically. I've been offered jobs at Toys R Us on 3 different occasions now. And I was kind of walking them through some stuff, and they were kind of having some questions and concerns. And there was a new employee there. I was kind of briefing them on the scalper lady. I do my best to combat scalperism. And needless to say, when I was going through the traps, there was a kid there that was like, the way they have the traps, it's like very narrow, but it's vertical. And there was this little kid, and he like had no adult anywhere. And I didn't even realize, but he had this little legendary trap box, and he had like this collection of traps, and I just assumed it was like people had ransacked it. And I was like, sweet, it's the tech hand. And I was about to grab it, and I was like, no, I'll be nice, and just let him kind of finish up. And he was there for like 20 minutes. I nearly missed kickoff because of this. Finally, like 10 minutes into it, while I'm just shooting the breeze with employees waiting on the guy, his dad showed up, and then they stayed there for like another, I don't know how long. But it was insane. It would be really nice if the traps went like horizontally instead of vertically. Number one, the kid couldn't like get higher than like the second peg or something, because they're kind of elevated off the floor. And then I don't want to like run up there and be like, oh, hey, I need to get this, and this. And, I like to give people their space and time. But that slowed me down big time. That's actually when I was calling around to GameStop. But bottom line, I saw the hand, and he took it. Turns out, like, him and his dad had this, like, huge, I don't know, they must have took, like, everything. And whenever I was talking, apparently they buy up Disney Infinity, too. I don't think he's a scalper. I think the employee said that they knew him, and that he has, like, a crud ton of children or something. So I'll give him a pass. They seemed like good people. But earlier that morning, they said they had some people, and they just, like, cleared out the traps. And pretty much everything that was limited is gone. It was a deal like there's some really cool looking traps like the hammers and the undead skulls and the magic skulls, but since those are shipped in greater quantity, they weren't gone. And so basically you were left with whatever the people didn't pick up. Now, a couple of the people at the store are aware of the scalper lady. They don't have the limits on the figures just yet. That's probably coming because of people like this lady, who's probably making eBay listings right now. For like the 7th consecutive hour after her pillaging of the store. And I don't know, I think what they're trying to do is smart, but it kind of sucks if you're in there at the wrong time, like right after it's ransacked, because they know that happens, and so they're coming in and they're like keeping a bunch of the traps in the back, and then they just slowly restock a little bit of it. Which I can't blame them there, but then if you come in and you were looking for, say, the tech hand, which we never could find, oddly, they had 2 boxes out and we couldn't find one in there, so I don't know what happened with that. But because they were having to restock, it had been pillaged so badly already. And basically, I think that's a good strategy, but I'm just warning you ahead of time that apparently people are going in, if they do it in my area, I know the scalpers will do the same thing in yours. They're going to go in and ransack everything, and it looks like they're going to take Wallop and Gilgrunt. That's what happened at Toys R Us. There was no single pack Gilgrunt to speak of. Looked like Wallop was gone, and luckily, and I do mean luckily, somebody had misshelved one, like they were all orderly and organized, and I was sitting there and we were actually looking for the hand, because the employee was like, oh yeah, that one that looks like this thing in the adventure pack, and I was like, yeah. And he was combing through there, and then as I stepped up to kind of scan the aisle, I found Wallop. So I was very happy about that. I think I could have made it back to Target, but I hate going into stores multiple times, so managed to do that for the sale. We'll set those guys down. Then what I did, I went ahead and picked up the Legendary Adventure Pack. I didn't get the regular one. I may go back for that. I don't think it'll be hard to come by. And then flipping it around, I actually went with this triple pack. I wasn't quite sure which triple pack I was going to get, but my thoughts were go ahead and get regular Blades. He's the character I was most excited about, and now I've got regular and Legendary this way, because he's not available in a single pack just yet. And then, and my thoughts were it would be better for me to have the torch, the second torch for the other path. Tidal Wave Gilgrunt, it's like Rob and I were texting the other night, how many Gilgrunts can you have? Currently the answer is like 11, but I went ahead and I may take the single pack back. I don't know, I'll probably wind up keeping it, but for now I've got 2 tidal waves. I didn't intend for that to happen, but it is what it is. Let's see here. I think I showed you Gearshift again. She was from Toys. Now Toys R Us had a ton of Gearshifts, which was ironic since they had 0 or 1 Wallop basically. Let me try and start tossing this stuff up. Okay. Picked up the water jug head. I'll cover these in detail later. The Magic Skull, because I think it's awesome. They didn't have the rocket one. Don't know when it'll be coming. That was something. I think that was Outlaw Brawl Chain. Anyway, got the Fire Scepter. Then we got the Undead Skull. This, again, that's like really, really epic for the Undead elements. Then Earth Hammer. What was that one called? Slag Hammer, I think, is the official name. And then I think the Dust of Time. This was the only Hourglass that I could find. They probably have more in the back, but I was pretty happy to find that. So that's kind of my traps. I was thinking Golden Queen, and I'm trying to like pick them out and dedicate them. Then let's see. Went ahead. I knew I wanted the Earth pack, not necessarily because of Terabyte. I've got that covered already, but Bop, I wanted to get him, and it's Earth, and Terrafin's my favorite, so I figured why not. Hijinks, I couldn't turn that down, so I went ahead and grabbed that. I've currently passed on the Trigger Snappy and Drobit just because I want to wait and see if I can't maybe catch that with another one, and I figure I'll be in there Tuesday anyway, and I would probably take care of it at that point in time. Then, weird deal here. Part of the reason that I passed on that other triple pack and went with that one with the extra Guild Grump, single pack, Sure Shot Shroom Boom. Now this should be coming Tuesday, as best I know. And interesting thing, most Toys R Us's actually had like the Wave 2 Trap Masters, Head Rush, Lobstar, Bushwhack, which would have been awesome because I really want to get in those freaking element-specific trap gates. But, or Trap Master specific elemental gates. You know, it has to be a Trap Master to open them. My Toys R Us didn't have those out. They did confirm that that was coming in Wave 2. I asked her. They were actually talking to me about the trap, and I said, well, the standalone Chaos Trap is Wave 2, right? And then one of the girls came back and said, yeah, that's in the box. So she seemed pretty knowledgeable, so I think you should see that Tuesday. But since I had so much time to kill, I kind of cased it. I was looking for the micro fun packs, and I couldn't find those anywhere. And what I did in the meantime, picked this up, showcased this one to you earlier, not in an unboxing, but actually just a product preview. It looks awesome in person. I'm going to unbox that sucker. That's the legendary trap case. Let's see. However, something mine had that seems most stores didn't have out. Again, most of you got the Trap Masters, and I didn't, but I did get these, so I'm not too upset. Hogwild Frino, single pack. That should be in Wave 2. Obviously, out Tuesday at Toys R Us anyway. Full Blast Jet Vac. He looks freaking awesome in person. Can't wait to unbox him. Then, of course, I think you're going to like this one. It is Fizzy Frenzy Pop Fizz. So that's a pretty cool, it's basically his beast mode, if you will. Then, probably what's more of an attraction than those two, or those three, is the next two I'm about to show you, and that's because they're Newlanders. We have Treadhead. Treadhead is here. He is the Tech Element Newlander, of course, and apparently going to be a single pack available in Wave 2. So, that's what caught my eye first. It's Fist Bump. Stoked to pick him up. Can't wait to unbox him and play him. He's probably going to be, I'm probably going to unbox them in reverse order of what I showed you. Fist Bump, Treadhead, Pop Fizz, Jet Vac, Frino. So that kind of tells you how I think of them at this point in time. But that is basically it. And then Sure Shot Shroom Boom was kind of like balance out, get me an even number type deal. I tried to add, they don't know when they're going to get more Darks starter pack for the Wii U, and ironically, like I said, no one had bought any other Dark starter pack from any other console. They had 4 of them, and then there's just this vacancy where the Wii U one was supposed to be. So I know I could have gotten the Wii one, and I think the download code would have been in there, the figures would work, but like I said, me and my nephew planned to do the co-op from the Wii U, so I went ahead and ordered it. And knowing my luck, when I'm in there Tuesday, they're probably going to tell me they have like 20 of them, and I'll basically have ordered it, paid freight, and then have to wind up waiting on the thing. But it's not the worst problem to have in the world, I suppose. So I'm excited to actually get that again. That was my big thrill for today, was actually to get the Dark Starter Pack, and it kind of turned into not a disappointment, but kind of just like a buzzkill, because the lady came in and cleaned out the one that I wanted. I don't know. And I know it was that lady, because she'd been hitting the other stores too. So like I said, she's probably still crafting eBay orders. But wanted to showcase that to you mainly because that kind of tells you my strategy, what I saw locally. It'll keep you updated. Again, if you're a hardcore collector, you're going to probably want to grab the single pack of Tidal Wave Guild Grunt. And then, of course, you'll want to come in and you'll want to get the single pack for Wallop. Wallop, of course, only available in a single pack, but he is going to be the toughest to find, 1 per box. Krypt King is 2 per box, but I think pretty much most people, from what I saw, was aware that Wallop was limited. Toys R Us had crud tons of Gearshift, and then my Target had 1, and that's why I went ahead and bought it. That kid was like, "This is the only one of her we have," and I was like, uh-oh. Ironically, I got in and I was going to cancel my Amazon pre-order right after I ordered the Toys R Us starter packs on sale. They finally shipped it. How it ships on a Sunday, I don't know. But same thing, Rob was mentioning that the other night. He'd pre-ordered on Amazon too. I thought I might get it in line with the game or something, or a little bit ahead of time. Nope. So no dice there. Now I've got a second Gearshift coming. So I can't. That's every time I do something in store with something ordered, then it ships immediately after that. So there's a track record of that. If you don't believe me, watch my older videos. But what I was the most excited about, of course, was just the hunt, seeing what other people were doing. The traps are a complete pain at my Toys R Us to sort through. I kind of wish I would have looked at what Target had in more detail, but like I said, they were actually stocking when I was there, and I didn't want to, like, get in their way or something, or like try to describe the ones I wanted and then tell them, no, you grabbed the wrong one, just let me do it, etc. So I didn't realize the Toys R Us would be so ransacked and raided, and if they wouldn't have had that sweet sale on the traps, I would have bought them at Target. But when you have buy one get one for $1, that kind of takes care of them bumping the price up a little. So Tuesday, I'm going to make the rounds, and hopefully I can pick up the Wave 2 Trap Masters. I'll see what they've done with the traps. I may run into some other stores and kind of try to pick up the traps I want the most and take it from there. I'm not sure that I'm going to get every trap. That will actually depend on how well I like the villain, oddly enough. So that's my strategy. Tentatively, I'll probably wind up with all of them, but initially I'm going to try to kind of feel out the villains and then decide which trap I think suits the villain, and then see if the trap is available and in stock, etc., and take it from there. So it's a really complicated process because, the traps aren't designated, so it's kind of individual discretion, and that's a lot of options. There's a lot of villains, a lot of traps. It's not quite the 256 swappable unstoppable combinations of Swap Force where your new power was choice, but it's pretty dadgum close. So nonetheless, my apologies on not having the Dark Edition. Again, that's shipping. I paid the extra freight. We'll see when it gets here. And no Micro Comic Fun Packs. I'll hit them up about that Tuesday. There is a brand new Power A case. It was blue. Daphne from the Skylander Club Forum told me she saw a silver one. I saw one with a blue lid, so I'm not quite sure what was up. I couldn't actually get it off because at the time I was carrying too much, and I figured I'd just come back Tuesday. Those are also on sale, 40%. Now that I think about that, I should have got one or two of the Power A case. Anyway, learn from my mistakes. But, like I said, I was kind of trying to rush through that and get back, and then I kind of, where I got messed around was there was the kid and his dad, and it was taking them forever. Usually someone will be like, oh, are we in your way? And you can kind of share cooperatively, and which one are you looking for? And here you go type thing. And they weren't into that. They were just kind of there doing their own thing, and I didn't exist. So, But like I said, Target, they have their traps spaced horizontally instead of vertically, and that will be very nice for people. But that's the biggest thing I'm hearing from people, is that the traps, the ones that they want, seem to be gone. And then of course with Toys R Us it makes sense because of the sale, but I didn't go to Walmart or Best Buy. Might mess around with that Tuesday or something, but in all honesty, it takes so long to unbox these and then do introductions and gameplay. It's a little overwhelming, to be quite honest with you, and it takes a ton of time. So I'm making this video again just to showcase everything that I got, what happened, what I experienced, kind of prepare you, warn you, help you make a good decision now. Again, if you want Gilgrunt and you're the type that does single packs and you don't want the minis or something, or you have to have the single for your complete collection or whatever it is you do, get it if you see it, because that's limited Wallop. If you think, I wasn't excited about him, I'm going to wait, I'll tell you right now, it might be one of those things you regret. Go ahead and pick it up, get something else, save the money now. Even if you just leave him there, you know, you'll have him and you won't have to then stress about it or think about paying extra money on eBay. The traps, some of the sculpts aren't as numerous as others, and what you'll run into, while I thought that the hand and the skulls are cool, some people may love the torches and the hammers the best. Some people might think the Jughead is the greatest sculpt. So you've kind of got competing interests there, and I don't know what you'll have regionally, so you'll kind of have to feel that out yourself. And then of course just combat which ones are limited. But my biggest score, of course, was the Wave 2 guys. It shouldn't have been out until Tuesday. They weren't registered locked. Again, I expected to walk in and get like the Wave 2 Trap Masters, because it seems like everyone else did. But I'll take these. I'm pretty excited about them, so I'll get those guys unboxed, and I'll do the other new characters that are kind of new and different. Not everybody will have those and doing them. Then I'll jump into the legendaries, Nitro Krypt King, then hit everything else. The trap I'm the most proud of getting today, since it seems to be limited and hard to find, would be the Dust of Time, which is the Earth Hourglass. Not sure that that's a sculpt name. And then personally, just aesthetically, it's the skulls. I think those look really cool. That's my plan trap for Wolfgang, is what this one is. So that said, that's a little bit long, but it kind of, this is what people want to hear. That's what you want to know. It's what you experience. You probably had the same things happen to you, or had a horrible experience and then had a really awesome experience, and it kind of balances out in the end. But in terms of sales, best one in my opinion is Toys R Us. Buy one, get one 40%. Pretty much anything Skylanders. Single packs, triple packs, adventure packs, starter packs even. So this is the time to get it. If you're someone that doesn't want to deal with Black Friday, you plan to do it for Christmas, run in, get the kids, the grandkids, your wife, your husband, whoever it may be in the family that plays the game, yourself. Pick up the 2 starter packs. You can hold on to them, wrap them, save them for a birthday, whatever you want to do. But it'll save you some money right now. That's a pretty sweet sale. Your store may have Wave 2 Trap Masters. If they do, I would advise picking them up immediately. We don't know what will happen Tuesday or the stock on those just yet. Similarly, if you see the Wave 2 singles, go ahead and get them, because that's awesome. But Wallop, and of course single pack Gilgrunt, I think are going to be the tough regular characters to find. My target looked to have 6 Nitro Krypt Kings, so that was a good sign. But I'll probably go in Tuesday and they won't have any, and then they'll probably never get them again. Or if they do get them, I just am never there when they come out, apparently. So that said, that was my experience. Like I said, I'm most excited about these brand new Wave 2 guys, in particularly Fist Bump and Treadhead. Traps look cool. Couldn't get all the ones I wanted to. The Dark Edition not being there for the Wii U was a big buzzkill. But like I said, it's ordered, so all is well and good. I'm very excited to get Blades freed up and play him. And then of course our specials, Nitro Krypt King, Legendary Jawbreaker. So stay tuned for all that, and I will get it up as quick as I can. I've been running on like 2 hours of sleep a night since Thursday. And I know it may not seem like it takes a lot of time, but I assure you, it's quite time intensive. So it's fun, it's exciting, but it is time involved. So I'm doing the best I can. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you want to share your Skylanders launch day experiences, sign up on the Skylander Club Forum. You can find that in the link in the video description below. If you're on Twitter, you can tweet to Skylander Club. I'll retweet all your collection photos from day one, things of that nature. Kind of, share the love, make it enjoyable for more people. And post up what you found, what you didn't find, what you're excited about, anything that might disappoint you, what stores were awesome, which stores you hate, what stores you'll never go into, anything along those lines. Feel free to share the experience. That's what it's all about. But I'm going to quit rambling. We're going to get going on the other unboxings. As always, thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing here, hit that button. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do that. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, the Skylander Club /forum, that's going to be where you can sign up, join in the discussion. Lots of great people on board. It's kind of geared towards these serious players and collectors. If you think you fit that description, feel free to check it out, sign up. And of course, my personal site, wonderfulwisdom.com. That said, I've got a lot to do. It's going to be a good time, but as Fist Bump would say, knock knock, too late.